Athleticism. Fatal Games is the story of 7 students at the Falcon Academy of Athletics, all of whom are some of the best in their field. And that's no bueno to a mysterious killer who proceeds to target the nubile youngsters. Among them is gymnast Annie, who's having trouble balancing her studies with her athletic goals. As her friends begin to disappear, she and the remaining group must balance their athleticism with their investigative skills. This all leads to a twist that we'll just call problematic.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
Probably the biggest flaw with Fatal Games is how straight it plays everything. There's some suggestion early on that the film might have a sense of humor, but as the time goes on, the tone becomes static and dry.
I just want to make my dad happy.
The kills in particular stand out for not being nearly as exciting as they should be. They're all essentially the same, though the first death is easily the standout, resulting in serious diminishing returns. They're just not fun, despite involving a fucking javelin.
Now it's up to all of you to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
I will grant that the swimming pool death scene is pretty solid, though, and includes some really strong underwater photography. I'm also really not sold on this cast. It's predominantly white, and the personalities aren't terribly distinct, so I found myself mixing up the students on a regular basis.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna get stoned!
Annie stands out thanks to her hair and a bit more attention paid to her plot lines, and Nicholas Love is memorable for that sort of that special sort of brood that he brought to the boogeyman back in 1980. But otherwise, they're just a mess of athletic bodies to be impaled. It's kind of, I don't know, disheartening.
And what about my future as a gymnast?
How long will that last? Till you're 25, maybe? And then what do you do? What do all these athletes do?
Now, circling back to the technical side of things, though, I gotta say, it's admirable how much work must have gone into this endeavor, from casting actors who could do the necessary gymnastics, to the careful body doubling for those who couldn't, all the way through the mini sport spectacles that we're given privy to. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes engineering to keep this thing afloat. Add to that, while I didn't love the cinematography, there are quite a few haunting shots, and the whole film's produced in a professional manner that belies its small budget. Still, all that hard work does not congeal into a particularly strong or memorable film, and that's too bad. Fatal Games isn't terrible or anything. In fact, I recommend you check it out for yourself, but it just isn't the fun javelin killer movie I was hoping for. Now, for extras, podcaster Bill Ackerman and author Amanda Reyes headline the commentary for Fatal Games, and it's about as professional and well-researched as you'd expect from those two. They show up with lots of notes and keep the facts coming all the way through, including facts about the real school locations, the reason for Linnea Quigley's brief appearance, and even details of the other feature film from Impact Films, To Kill a Stranger. They play around with the idea of surreal touches brought in by co-writer Raphael Buñuel, son of Louis Buñuel, and I like the idea more than I believe it to be a significant element. Either way, it's a solid commentary track.
That's weird.
For interviews, we've got a bunch of them, but essentially all 6 are under 10 minutes, which is a little short for my tastes.
She was, I guess, the only one they could find that could do the acting and the gym work.
Actor Sean Masterson gets a lot of mileage out of his 10 minutes, including a solid Sally Kirkland story. Michael O'Leary is funny, and editor-associate producer Jonathan Braun has some enjoyable anecdotes, but overall we get a bit of a mixed bag. I prefer my interviews to have a bit more cushion for the pushin', you dig? There's also some archival artwork, a different title sequence, and a trailer.
In sports, winning is everything. But at the Falcon Academy, death is the first prize.
Like the film, this Blu-ray is a bit of a mixed bag. On paper, it's chock full of extras, but diving deeper, you really only wind up with one fact-heavy commentary track, which is nothing to sneeze at, to be fair. The film is also sourced from a dupe negative that appears to be a bit beaten up and worn down by age, but that's less a negative-positive situation and more just a matter of fact. It's the best the film is likely to ever look, so you can decide based on the clips in this review whether that's a problem for you. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. I think it looks fine. And yeah, that's Fatal Games. Not much to talk about. It's a slasher with a javelin in a somewhat novel location. If that's your bag, pick it up. Check it out. It's got a cool slip cover, doopity doop, and look at that original poster art. Boopity boppity boopity boop bop boopity boop. It's Fatal Games. Go watch a movie.
It's gonna take me some time to give you all that is mine. I'm looking ultra fine from your view from behind. It's gonna take me some time to give you all that is mine. I'm looking ultra fine from your view from behind. As my phone, twerking, play out. You got what's coming, you gonna shout. Sit right down, boy, hands in a cup. I'm gonna show you exactly what's up. Gonna give you that booty play.